are robotic affirmations? Do they really work? And most importantly, how can you use them to manifest anything you want? This is everything you will find out in the next couple of minutes. How to manifest using robotic affirming, step number 1. In 2014, I traveled through India, and once, it was in the north of India, I was sitting in my hotel room and heard someone outside. Like, I heard some music and someone singing outside. But it was not really singing though. So I went on the balcony and looked what is happening. And from the balcony I saw this person on the street singing. But it was more like repeating the same phrase over and over again. And even if I did not understand anything, I understood that this is the same phrase again and again. Later that day I asked one of my Indian friends what that was. And he was saying, "Hey, these are mantras." And of course, I heard about mantras before, but never actually heard someone using them. Practice of reciting mantras is at least 3,000 years old, but I think more. And reciting mantras is repeating of a sound, a word or a phrase to provoke a certain state or to manifest a certain outcome. Like the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhurva Svaha Tatsavitur Marinyam. That helps people have higher cognitive abilities and connect to the divine. Now, mantras are the ancient form of robotic affirming. So there's nothing new that you're learning here, nothing that has not been proven, that has not been used and loved by thousands, millions of people. So the step number 1 for you is to choose a phrase that you want to use for your robotic affirming. What phrase should that be? It should be something that you want to manifest, of course. To help you with that, imagine that you have already reached what you want to reach, that you have already manifested what you want to manifest. Think about how would then your talking, like the words that you use, or your thinking be. I have an example here. When I had exams at the university, I was pretty nervous, to be honest. I learned a lot, I studied a lot, everything was fine, I knew the stuff, but I was nervous. So I started to use robotic affirming before the exams. I usually say to myself, I passed the exam. The exam was so easy. I have all the knowledge within. This is just an example of something small. You can also choose a phrase about abundance, about love. Let's say you can say, I'm so happy in this relationship. I love my partner. I manifested $1,000. My bank account is overflowing. Choose something that you want to manifest. But important is that you have this phrase in present tense. So not I will manifest $1,000, but I'm manifesting $1,000 or $1,000 are in my bank account. And you have to do it in a positive way. So don't say I'm not poor, say I'm rich. How to manifest using robotic affirming, step number 2. So you chose a phrase that represents what you want to manifest and you will repeat that like a robot. But what I mean by like a robot, you will see in step number 3. Because first I want to tell you what happens in your brain when you use a phrase repeatedly, like a mantra or a robotic affirming. So if I say, I am confident, I'm confident.
I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident.
If I continue to repeat that, my brain goes from beta waves to alpha waves. And the alpha wave state is the state where we do meditation, where we are relaxed, where we are creative. And that's good for 2 reasons. First, when you're relaxed, you are more creative and find solutions to problems that were not possible to find before. And second, you're much more capable of anything that you know consciously. So robotic affirming will not only relax your mind, but it keeps it busy. So when I was using robotic affirming during the exams, it was amazing because I was so nervous, and through the robotic affirming, I calmed my mind. I calmed the nervous chatter in my mind. And that helped me to be more creative, to feel much more secure, more safe. And I was able to bring out knowledge that was somewhere in me. So let's say the affirmation, I have all the knowledge within, became my dominant thought. So now how much should you repeat? It's up to you when you want to repeat your robotic affirmations. You can do it during the day. You can do it before you fall asleep. That's a great thing. You can do it before an important situation, before an exam, before meeting someone. You can do it while you're doing something else, like doing your commute, when you go for a walk, or when you brush your teeth in the morning. You can do them aloud, like you can say them aloud. That's great if you can do that, but sometimes you can't do that. I could not do it before the exam. So I just repeated it in my mind. Now, how many robotic affirmations should you have? I would say start with 3 or 5 or even 1. If you have more than 1, then you can just say 1, like I passed the exam, I passed the exam, I passed the exam. And then maybe change to something else, like I have all the knowledge within, or you can I passed the exam, I have all the knowledge within. I passed the exam, I have all the knowledge within. Do however you want to use them. Repetition is key. How to manifest using robotic affirming, step number 3. If you know me and you know a bit about the law of assumption, you may ask now, but Patricia, shouldn't we be feeling the feelings? Shouldn't we be tapped into the emotions of the desire fulfilled? Yes, but not with this technique. With robotic affirming, there's only, I would say, one requirement, and that is that you believe that you can change something. The belief in the law of attraction, the law of assumption, in manifestation will help you a lot with robotic affirming so that it works. But you don't have to believe in the affirmation itself. You don't have to believe the phrase that you are saying. Believe that it can work, but don't force yourself to believe the affirmation itself. Because if you force yourself to believe that, like you're saying, I have to believe this affirmation, then you're doing the opposite. You are pushing that away. You're not believing it, even more, like less. You believe it less. So why there are no feelings required with this manifestation technique? It's because we are doing the robotic affirming to relax our minds, to let go of other thoughts that are standing between you and your desire coming true, and to reprogram your subconscious with repetition. And reprogramming your subconscious works with emotion and repetition. And with this manifestation technique, we only use the repetition part in a relaxed mental state. So the feeling that you have is neutral, let's say. No feelings or feelings of relief or trust. Because it's really important that you're just thinking and saying these phrases and that you don't judge. No judging. And that's why it's called robotic affirming. Now let's repeat the steps. Step number 1, choose your affirmation. Step number 2, repeat. And step number 3, no emotions. Also guys, really important, you should not mistake robotic affirming with positive thinking, because positive thinking can even block your manifestation. Learn here why and what to do instead. Thank you for being here, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.